I love when I'm wrong about an artist, and that's what happened here with Lil Nas X and his EP 7. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard of the name Lil Nas X, or you've at least heard his song Old Town Road, or the remix with Billy Ray Cyrus. Caused a bit of controversy when the country charts essentially decided that it wasn't a country song and that he wasn't eligible to be on the charts. Till Billy Ray Cyrus came in, they did the whole remix. And honestly, I kind of like the song in general, but I definitely really like the fact that what it was doing, whether he was paying respects to country music or modern country music, or kind of just trying to mock it, we may never know. In my opinion, it really does feel kind of like a parody song, which I really, really enjoyed. Kind of taking to task the modern pop style of country music and kind of what's happened with it. The fact that other artists have sampled trap beats on their country songs. There's an exaggerated drawl he has during that song. And it's extremely simple. It's extremely catchy. The lyrics are mostly Mad Lib style country lyrics that you'd expect about riding on his tractor and riding the horse, and it's kind of a very simple song, but it works, and it's kind of elevated to the fact that I feel like it was intended as parody, in the sense of a lot of parodies are also trying to be respectful of the source material. You kind of make fun of the things that you love a lot of the times, and that's kind of what I got from that song, specifically regarding modern country music. But that's kind of where he went viral and became well known and kind of elevated him. But when I first heard that song, or really up until now, I kind of worry that because of how simple that song is, he would be mostly just a one-hit wonder. I felt like there wasn't a lot there that didn't really have a lot of potential as far as what he would do in the future and what kind of songs he could write. His vocal work on there wasn't really doing anything. So I kind of was worried that there wouldn't be much for him to pull from, or anything for him to do. And he absolutely has proved me wrong with his EP, which is just called 7. Now, when I first started listening to this album and going through essentially the first 3 songs, which is the Old Town Road remix, Panini, and then Family, I wasn't too impressed, and I kind of started getting a bit worried. Panini and Family are both very, very repetitive and very simple. There's nothing really going on. They're not even what I would say is even that catchy. Supposedly Panini pulls its chorus melody from In Bloom from Nirvana. Kurt Cobain has a credit on there, even though Lil Nas X has said that he never listened to Nirvana previously to writing that track. I kind of hear it vaguely, not so much where I feel like if this had been released without a credit, it would have caused any kind of controversy. I'm sure some people would catch it and kind of be up in arms about it, but it's not like it's a direct rip of it in any way. It's there, but it really kind of just, neither of those songs really do anything. They're fun, kind of fluffy songs, but ultimately both of those tracks are pretty unremarkable. Where the EP starts getting really good, and what really caught my attention, is with the track Kick It. And while ultimately the lyrics are, again, a bit repetitive, a bit simplified, it's everything else going on that adds to and kind of elevates this track beyond just being a simple kind of pop song. And it's mostly a lot to do with the instrumentals and the way that he kind of works his vocals around the instrumentals. He's kind of showing off a bit more. While the previous really 3 songs, his vocal work wasn't exactly doing anything. Here it's definitely going with the instrumentals, which are a manipulated kind of synthesized bass line with manipulated vocals, and creating this kind of dark sense, dark feeling backing instrumental track. And it kind of works with the song itself. Again, there's not a lot of substance going on in terms of lyrical content. I would say it's definitely a little bit less repetitive than especially Family, which seems like it just is almost on a loop. But here it's more non-traditional than what you might expect from songs for the genre. And I mean, it even features like a nice horn section and a nice rhythmic drumming. It's got a lot going on for the song itself, especially within the background. There's a lot of complexity on display with that song, and that's where things start getting good. And then it kind of just goes on from there. The following track on their Rodeo, which features a verse from Cardi B, really, depending on how you feel about her, you may enjoy it, may not. Personally, I feel like it really works with the song. She definitely has a unique voice, but the song itself almost feels more influenced by grunge music and alt rock music than Panini did, which again is odd because the credit is for Panini, but this definitely feels like something that would have been heavily influenced, like a trap artist or a pop artist that just listened to nothing but Nirvana or nothing like that. That's kind of what I get the sense of, and it even goes into the following track called "Bring You Down," which feels like the band Garbage. I don't know if they have a credit or if this had anything to do with them or their style or anything, but there's a nice layered backing vocal throughout the track. It's got the very I believe there's actually a literal guitar pedal called grunge, and that's the sound that you get, that kind of almost in a pipe or underwater sound to the bass. It's just it's a really nice thing to hear, and it kind of feels like somebody who loved the music and pushed this out, and it's more than just it's more than just influenced by it. It really almost feels like a grunge pop mashup or something that may have happened back in the 90s, and it's really enjoyable to see. It's something that not really any artist is doing. And it kind of shows off what Lil Nas X can actually do and accomplish with vocals, with his instrumentals on the tracks, and with his essentially the song structure. And it's something I definitely really enjoyed, and that kind of caught my attention on this EP. The second to last track, which is the last track that hasn't been released prior to this EP, which is called Closure, is another one that I think really kind of elevates things a bit, and he's really showing off his vocal work on this. He's hitting notes that previously you hadn't heard from him. He's really showing off what he can do vocally, and I feel like that's something that'll happen to a lot of artists, where they release a song and you kind of just feel like that's all they can do. And that was one of my concerns with Lil Nas X with Old Town Road, was that his vocals were just going to be kind of one note, and this song is where he really kind of proves that wrong and stretches things out a bit. It's really nice to hear. It definitely kind of works with the lyrical content here, which I feel is, again, simplified, but also has a little bit more depth than previous songs on this EP. So I really like the way everything kind of closes out with the track Closure, which is essentially a song about moving on and about freeing yourself and just getting some closure from a relationship or something. And I think it was a nice way to kind of end things. Although the last track on this EP technically is Old Town Road, not the remix, just the original track. Which again, I like both the original and the remix. I feel like the remix definitely kind of really enhanced things, but they're both kind of interesting as from a cultural aspect, as far as what it's doing to modern country music and what modern country music has kind of become. Again, I've already really mentioned that, but I kind of like both of them. They're pretty simple, repetitive, which is what concerned me and what worried me. But the rest of these tracks here, there's enough substance, there's enough going on, there's enough to kind of distance himself from that simplification, and I feel like there's a lot that he could do. I'm actually now very excited to hear a full-length album from Lil Nas X. I'm hoping that This gets him even more attention from labels, from other artists. I'd like to see him collaborate with other artists as well. It would be very interesting, especially to hear him collaborate with like a actual rock band. I really think that he could do well with that because there's a lot of that influence going on there already. So this EP 7 is worth a listen. If you're not interested in Lil Nas X because of Old Town Road, I really suggest just giving this album a try. You might be surprised by what you find. It's more than just a simple fluffy pop album. It really is doing something that's different, and again, I absolutely would like to hear more, and I'm very excited for what he can do in the future. Thank you so much for watching the review of Lil Nas X's EP 7. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have you taken a listen to this? Are you a fan of his music, of the single Old Town Road? What did you think? I want to hear from you, so leave a comment down below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more, and hit that bell to make sure that you are alerted whenever I upload a new video. Also follow me on social media at Twitter, which is at Metalloud, on Facebook, facebook.com/Metalloud, and on Instagram, metal_loud.